Hello there, Papa Ron,
Hi, Rod.
and hello there to all our YouTube people. We appreciate you guys joining us. We're gonna have a good time today, talking about some new stuff and mainly about city and state crooks.
City and State Crooks. Before we do, here's some good news that came out of Gemini today.
Oh, I can't wait.
Gemini announced that I think by next Saturday, and today is Monday, so within the next 6 days, Zcash will be live on Gemini.
Wow.
And they did announce that Bitcoin Cash and I think Litecoin are still coming, but not live for this Saturday, just Zcash. And they got approval from the SEC or whoever approves that out of New York. And interesting, though, I just kind of wonder why Zcash is on the table. I know it's an anonymous coin, but I don't know where and evidently, according to market cap, I think it took a pretty big jump when this was announced. I haven't followed it, but I think
Yeah, I
I've
think
seen
it's
that.
number 23 now. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Zcash. They went up 29%, man.
yeah, it
That's
has
a
gone
big
up.
jump.
Anyway, I think it's exciting. I'm glad to see Gemini take, especially Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin
Litecoin.
on.
Ah,
That's real positive. We knew those were coming because it seemed like all the main exchanges have those
yeah, yeah,
four
they
main
do.
ones going
You
on
bet.
there. But anyway, folks, today we want to talk about, based on an article that came out, and then hopefully we're going to tie this into crypto a little bit. But it was on pensions. And I think most of us know what a pension is. I know there's private companies that give pensions to the employees that have been there X amount of years and kind of adds to their retirement and stability of their years after working.
Mainly it's I think pensions are mainly hooked to the unions. The
Stock market.
unionized places, and also of course all the cities and federal government postal workers are all unionized, so they all get pensions, and that's okay, that they get them, um, because that's their retirement, and they pay into that, just like we do Social Security, but they can't get Social Security if they got a pension.
Now, you sure about that? I don't know about
I
that, but
think,
I thought
yeah,
you could
I
still
think
tap.
so.
All right, well,
No,
it's worth looking at. I don't know.
yeah,
But you're right. It seems like any type of government type job, if you've pulled the time, you're due a pension. And I have followed these pensions. Not I don't follow exact pensions, but I have kept up on articles and stuff that have come around the last couple years on it because I saw early on that this was creating problems for cities, counties, states, that they get so many people on these pensions, Rod.
well,
Um,
that they started these things about 30, 40, 50 years ago. Well, guess what? When they started them, people now are retiring.
no, right.
So it's
And
causing a big freaking
deficit.
deficit on these people.
Yeah, because
And
those that
so
are
what
still
does the federal
employed.
government or the city, not the federal government, but what do the states, counties, and the cities have to do? They got to pay for them somehow.
No, you're right. And most pension plans are sent over and they're hinged on stock markets. And that's why when we've had these major dips in the stock markets, that it affects these people that are on their pensions because the value of that fund decreases so much as the
Yeah,
stock market goes down.
it
And then
does.
over time, so many people retire and have these pensions, and those that are still employed paying into it aren't matching what's going out. All of a sudden, they're upside down in these things, and it's like a time bomb waiting to happen. Well, it is. It started to go
Starting
off,
to
and
happen.
that's right. And it's not just states; it's even these small cities and
Yeah.
counties. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
every one of them. And interesting enough, Rod, I've always thought the people that vote to decide whether these pensions get increases and this and that are the people that are going to get them once they retire.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a... Anyway, here's the article that spoofed. It was out of Zero Hedge. It says the Chicago Fed unveiled its solution to the pension problem. And what they want to do is they want to tax 1% of the actual value of your property over the next 30 years. And it gives an example. So if your home is worth $250,000, you're going to pay $2,500 more per year in property tax. Well, that's like $200 and something a month.
I know.
All of a sudden, you're getting a hit on your payroll for $200 a month because these pensions. There's so many people on retirement getting so much money that it's affected them. Now, I don't know what the average cost of a home in
Illinois.
All in Illinois? Yeah, it's the whole state.
Yeah.
But I would think they're at least $200,000, aren't they?
Nah, they are here.
Oh, yeah, I know. Utah's terrible. But, and then if you have a $500,000 home, you're talking $5,000 more a year on, and they're already paying anywhere from 2, 3 to 5% property taxes now. So it's a pretty substantial hit. And it's and this is typical government, Rod. They don't want to cut any program out or reduce any of the things they're spending on. They just want to get more money.
Yeah, it's just like when you go down the highway and this is city or state highway guys. One's doing the work and the 5 are standing around. Ha! Never have understood that.
Yeah. Now, folks, I live in a pretty small county. It's Sanpete County, and last year they raised all our property taxes here. They upped it. And I was fit to be tied. Of course, I'm kind of antsy about everything anyway, but I called down to the county courthouse and I got all their cell numbers, the people that vote this in. And I think I told you about this at the time, Rod. Yeah, and I called every one of them, personal calls, and they were all real polite and nice. None of them were, they live here in the valley and stuff. And one of them I knew, but I called every one of them. I says, you explain to me, a guy that's on fixed income, you explain to me how I'm supposed to adjust, what I need to cut back now to give you guys more money to support the programs you think are valid within the county. I mean, what, do I cut groceries out of my bill? Do I drive less? Do I get rid of my car? I says, why don't you guys look at trimming down the dang budget? I said, just have me come down there for a couple hours one evening, and I'll trim that dang budget up, and we'll make this work.
Yeah.
And I could probably do it in less than 2 hours. I'm telling you, you have so much waste in programs. It's just start cutting back. Anyway, they all swore to me this is the last time they're going to do it, and I want to say, who you kidding, man?
Come on. Don't lie to me. You're going to go to hell for lying.
Anyway, it made me feel better that I personally got in their face a little bit and said, man, it's not right. So anyway, look at some of these. There was a couple other, of course, we just looked at the Zero Hedge article, and folks, we'll have that in the description box if you want to read the whole thing. But I did a little more research to tie this in a little bit, because like I said, I've been watching this stuff, and I have friends, Rod, you do too, that are on pensions, and one is on a county pension, and he'd been with him a long time, and he's living pretty fat on the hog. He's got a lot of money coming in, and anyway, I keep saying, I says, man, Lee, don't, this thing's not going to last forever, because there's been talk about all along how lopsided these things are getting. Bankrupt public employee pensions, the next big financial crisis. And this article was just back in March, I think, Rod. I was trying to get, 4/16, April 16th.
Yeah.
It's pretty recent. So there is a lot of talk about this stuff out there. Look at this here.
Now, if they go bankrupt, do they lose their pension?
If who goes bankrupt?
If the public employees' pension go bankrupt.
Oh,
do they lose their pension?
And I think, and you could do research on this on Google too. A lot of these pensions are cutting back. I think which one did I see not long ago? It was either the railroad or the automobile, one of them. these guys were all taking like a 30% cut on their pensions, and they said, "What are you talking about? I have arranged my finances and my debts based on what my pension is." Well, hey, buddy, I mean, you just got a 30% hit. I mean, a lot of these, and they're getting pretty healthy pensions anyway.
Yeah, so, look at this next article.
That's right. I just pulled it up there for a second, and Rod, you're kind of blocking just part of it. I can't. Here, let me hang on. I'm gonna use my magic here.
Okay, use your magic.
There it is. A $76,000 monthly pension. Why cities and states are short on cash. And
oh, wait a minute, $76,000 a month?
You haven't seen nothing yet. Wait till I pull up the next article.
That's going to be almost $100,000 a year. No, almost $1 million.
3/4. Yeah, it's not worse than the one I'm going to give you, but yeah. And and some of these, Rod, come out of these little communities. It's not like big cities like LA or something. No, these are small town people or communities that have so much money going into pensions, it's killing them. They don't know how to cut back or counteract this thing. Here's a retired sanitation guy. He makes $285,000 a year in his pension. He's been with them so long.
He's been with them 60 years, and he's making double what he made in retirement. He's doubling his normal salary. Now, that's not right.
I'm not begrudging this.
I'm not
begrudging this guy at all. It's not him. It's the system and way they've organized this, and they're so afraid to tell the new people, "Hey, just so you know, the pensions aren't going to stay like this, baby. We're revamping these things." And this article was in February.
They're public workers. Now, I hope I don't offend anybody or step on anybody's toe out there who works for the city or state, or any kind of government entity. But let me tell you, jobs for the state or city should not be permanent, or shouldn't be done like regular jobs in the whole industry aren't permanent. You can get laid off or fired or something like this. It's really hard to do. Government workers, I don't know.
No, I see both sides of this, and I definitely see, though, the problem are the people that are in charge of all this are also going to get their pension from the same organization they're in, whether it be city, county, or state.
You see, that's the whole problem. It's run by the damn politics. It's politics. I don't know.
Well, and I don't agree that they should have anywhere in any pension that you should make more in your pension than you did working for the 30 years. But yet there's a lot out there that do that. Anyway, now here's Illinois to show you just a rough. They're $267 billion. It says total retirement debt across all Illinois governments grows to this much in 2000. This was 2 years ago. Can you imagine what it's at now? And look at the titles of these. These are all pensions. I mean, they can't get a grasp on these things. They're out of control. Anyway, enough harping about all that. And let me show you. Wait a minute.
I just wrote a note.
Yeah, we knew that was coming, Rod.
This is why I say this. Don't reelect anybody. Hell, keep them out in the public arena, not the freaking government arena.
We have Senator Orrin Hatch here in Utah that's been in 180 years now, Rod, something like that.
And you know what he said when he first started running? He says, "I'll only stay for 2 terms."
He has been in for.
And then how long has he been in there now?
Yeah, I don't
50 terms?
Well, I don't know why we keep putting the guy in. I don't. I mean, I see right through the guy, but evidently he's just, anyway, he's Republican. He's with the prominent religion here in the state, and they think he's really looking out for us. He's a snake like all of them, man.
As far as politics. He may be a good man personally, but politicians, man, they're all crooks.
Hey, if they're crooked as a politician, why do you think they're any better as a private individual? They're not. They're as shady as, at least that's my opinion.
And your opinion counts because this is your show, Ron.
No, it's not my show. It's not my show, but I control the buttons, baby. So my vote is a little bit more prominent than yours. Pension Fund Red Ink. Folks, out of all the states, there's only 3 that aren't in the red, that don't have enough funds coming in for what's going out on their pensions. You don't think it's a time bomb waiting to explode? Oh, my land. It's coming. So, how do we tie this into crypto? Rod, it's up to you now. No.
Well, it's easy. It's easy. If you know these funds aren't going to be around and it's not going to make it, you better be buying crypto, and you better be buying it now because it's so low. I mean, look, Litecoin, for instance, is what, $150 again?
Yeah.
Yeah, $150.
But you kind of hit it on the head. And folks, we're not advising you to do anything, but if you're converted to the fact that the stock market is not going to hold together forever or much longer, and if you're converted to the fact that your pension, and I know most of you people are working and putting money into these 401s and these programs and plans, you need to get educated. You need to get online and start really seeing what's going on out there. Because personally, for me, and Rod and I never have had pensions. We've been self-employed our whole lives. If we didn't put money up for our retirement, there ain't none. And guess
They
what?
wouldn't have.
There ain't none. No, we're okay. But my point is, get educated on what's going on with all these financial instruments that they say is for your best interest. Because when they go broke, baby, you're going to be sitting on your thumbs. I would cash out of these paper instruments and put them either into metals, some into metals. I would definitely get more into crypto. I would get my house in order a year ahead on payments if you can't pay it off. Something. Get a plan together. Now, we're not suggesting you do this. This is what Rod and I have talked about in our personal lives.
Yes.
And there's other instruments, folks. There's retirement accounts that you can swap your 401 into a precious metals 401 and not take a hit. And then you're in, and yeah, I know the metals haven't moved in 3 or 4 years. We watch them. I get that. But when this thing breaks, metals are going to go up. So why not have, and
Right
don't
now,
do
metals are
100%.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rod.
I said, right now, metals are on sale.
Yeah, we definitely don't put all your eggs in one basket.
No.
And then they also have crypto IRAs now where you can invest your money into cryptos, retirement money. You don't take any hit on it.
Yep.
And yet I feel that's more secure than the blasted stock market.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Anyway, so we just want to bring you that light, folks. Get thinking about this. I mean, our futures are all hinged
On us.
on ourselves. You're exactly right. But we are reliant on this shaky financial system that's I don't know. I don't think it's going to last forever. So just do some homework. Get out there and read some stuff. Back to you, brother.
Hey, Ron's right. You know, we all gotta take care of ourselves. And if you don't take care of yourself, you think the government will? Well, if you're over across the border and coming over here, maybe they will. But right now, for us that live here, actual Americans pay our taxes our whole life. We're the only ones that can really help ourselves. And that's what we need to do. We need to be helping ourselves, do what we need to do for our families. You know, just do like Ron said, get out of debt. That's number one. Get yourself out of debt. And it's hard. People, it is so hard when you're used to spending and building up credit and trying to get yourself out of debt. It's so hard. We're no analysts. We're just doing what Ron and I have personally done ourselves. And so far it's worked for us. Maybe it will for you. But like Ron said, study it out, get into yourself, depend on God, and He'll help you. And God bless.